Hi, this is Joe Naab from Vocal Nebula, and today I want to talk real quickly about the false vocal folds. And I'd cover them in much greater detail in the free course for beginning singers that I have on the website and at YouTube. But I just want to talk about them now because they're rarely talked about, and yet this was the biggest problem I've ever had in my singing and my training, and I continue to have it. It's getting better. I'm doing exercises. And the false vocal folds sit above the true vocal folds, and they're useful. They're actually, so they can be a great thing and they can be a horrible thing. They're part of a complex of constricting muscles whose main purpose is to simply close your air passage when you're swallowing food and beverages, and then they open back up so you can breathe. Well, what happens is as we're singing, and especially as we're going up into higher notes, those constrictor muscles and the false vocal folds, which are all kind of essentially part of the same complex, begin to clamp up, and you'll feel that. That's that pressure you feel. So what I want to give you real quick is just one way to identify them. So if you put your hands over your ears and just breathe regularly, you'll be able to hear your breath. It's kind of a medium thing. That means your false folds are in kind of a neutral position, so you can hear yourself breathing, but it doesn't sound strained. Okay? Now, to get the feeling and to know the sound of what happens when they begin to constrict, do the same thing, whether or not you cover your ears, do the same thing as if you're struggling to breathe like you have asthma. Okay? So that would be and what you're feeling is those false vocal folds have slammed together. And this happens a lot when we're singing, but coaches don't always cover that. And there's exercises you can do, even silent exercises, that help you keep them open. And then while you're doing vocalizing or scale exercises, you can focus your mind on keeping them retracted, especially as you get up into that high range where they tend to slam shut. So now, the final thing to do is put your hands over your ears real tightly and breathe without making any sound at all. You won't hear any sound at all. I'm going to do a couple. And what you'll find is you have to find a way to relax and open those false vocal folds as far as you can to make that breathing silent. You won't hear anything. And that's the feeling of your false vocal folds being fully opened. And then you want to train with them open, sometimes, not all the time, until you can keep them open, because then what happens is when you become the master of your false vocal folds, they become a really effective tool to create different sound effects and sound colors in your singing. But what you want to do is you want to be in control of that, to a degree, or at least when you're expressing yourself and you're lost in the moment of the song, you still don't want them to slam shut. You want them to be expressive. Without, again, clamping down, causing pain. They'll certainly cause your singing to go flat. The pitch will go flat. Okay? So I talk a lot more about this at length in other videos, and I'm happy to talk about it more. And you can leave questions below if you have any questions or comments about this. Okay? That's it. Have a great day.